Do you think if there's a main character, a leader or something, is useful to recruit people to being part of this small group?
Sure, yeah, there's always charismatic leaders, and in charismatic leaders, they can be. It depends on
Like
what we
Jim
mean.
Jones, like in US.
But I mean, look, but they can have very different personality types, right? If you look at Hitler versus Osama bin Laden, they had very different temperaments, right?
Mhm.
Hitler was out there screaming and shouting and spitting and full of venom and anger, whereas Osama bin Laden was very calm. Um, Oftentimes, it's the people who are screaming and shouting who are not that influential. As someone a bit more, who's a bit more calm, a bit more rational, who seems intelligent. So this is what we call credible messengers, right? What makes a person want to join another group? Well, there's always going to have to be this messenger, and that messenger could be, sure, it could be a leader, or it could just be someone that they know as well. It could be a credible messenger, but they have to have two qualities that are really important. And this comes from persuasion research. They have to be seen as authoritative, and they have to be seen as benevolent. Benevolent just simply means that this person has no ulterior motives besides my own. This person just genuinely cares about me having a good life. Which is oftentimes why, when the government sends some negotiator or interrogator or someone who's supposed to de-radicalize someone, but they work for the government, even if it's an imam, for example, if you're a jihadist who works for the government, it's probably not going to be very, excuse me, sorry, it's probably not going to be very effective, just because the person knows this person works for government. So benevolence is number one. And then two is authority, which is, does this person know more about this subject than I do? So when I talk to, again, young people who went to go join Syria, they would say, listen, look, my mom or my friends sometimes told me not to go. They had benevolence, but they didn't have authority, because they were saying, I know my mom doesn't really know what's in Islam. She doesn't really know what the obligations of a Muslim is. She doesn't really understand what's going on in Syria. She believes all the lies being told to her on the news. Whereas they would meet someone maybe who's in Syria, or who came back from Syria, who was on the ground, who maybe knows the ideology, or at least pretends like they know the ideology very well. That person is not only benevolent, but they're authoritative as well, because they can tell them, we're fighting on the right side of history. Life is good over there. You'll have a good life, and brothers, and this is what it says in the Quran, and therefore you should, follow it exactly. And again, same for conspiracy groups, same for white nationalist groups. Yeah, you believe this person knows more than you do, and you believe that they know more than other people in your social circle.